See, this is me. Boba Fett.
That dubstep hits. We back. Fett's back.
Man, you talked over the he's no good to
sorry.
me day. What is up, everybody? It is your boy, it's KonKon, back with a new intro.
Fully armored up for this.
Full you know, we should have
I know,
we
should be wearing
we should brought back the bucket. We should have brought back the bucket intro.
opening.
Oh, the bucket. I think that's one of our best openings. That was
Next week.
Yeah, next week. What is up, everybody? It is your boy, it's KonKon. Connor Jackson back in the Cantina
Jay Breezy.
again. Sitting across from me. You already heard him, Jay Breezy, the Bionic Man himself.
Officially disabled as of today.
Doctor note came out. We're getting paid money. Look, it is what it is. We already knew you were disabled though, but now we have good reason. It's
Physical
official.
and mental now.
Physical and mental. Guys, Book of Boba Fett is here. Real quick. Rating out of 10.
So after I watch it first thing in the morning, I think I sent you a 6 or a 7.
Yeah.
It still lands at, I'm going to give it a 7.
I'm going to give it a 7 too. If we compare it to new Star Wars shows that we have, which is Mandalorian Season 1, Mandalorian Season 2, and Bad Batch, I think this is the weakest opening.
Yeah, first episode of Bad Batch was fire.
Super
Mandalorian,
fire.
I mean, we don't even need to talk about how amazing.
Blown away. Yeah. And Season 2 in Tatooine, kind of same thing, which I think we had the understanding that this was going to be different. We're not holding it against it.
He got his big reveal during The Mandalorian.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
That was his big aha moment in The Mandalorian. So, I mean, personally, that's what I was hoping for, is we'd have another the child reveal type of like, oh crap, stand up, throwing your hands in the air, like what?
I feel like the marketing for Book of Boba Fett has not been what Mando was either.
I agree. The sizzle reels, the trailers, all of that, just it was all kind of more mellow.
And we've talked about this in longer spurts of. Granted, we haven't seen everything, but our idea of a Boba Fett show isn't this timeline. We always kind of thought a Boba Fett movie, whatever would have been
bounty hunting.
And you know, we could be I don't want to say proven wrong. We just had a different expectation.
Not our story to tell.
It's not our story to tell. Rural Farm Boy will tell you. Guys, housekeeping real quick. Look, you already know KonKon's Cantina at all the following: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok is KonKon's Cantina podcast. That is the only different one. Twitter, if you want to join our Discord where we are having Book of Boba Fett spoiler chat.
It's the only place we're having our spoilers.
I mean, I think we can talk about it in Facebook though.
Yeah,
we can talk about it in Facebook, but
this
primarily,
Discord is like the episode's out where it's
we're talking
in that
about
channel. Like, feel free to mute it, but it's like everybody's
Don't
talking about it right away.
How dare you?
Well, I mean, mute it so you watch the episode.
Yeah.
But
that is, we do have a channel specifically for Book of Boba Fett, and we are talking spoiler chat in there.
The second anybody's done watching it, we're talking about our favorite details.
How did I not get these right now? I'm going to go get them. If you are looking on camera right now for our audio patrons, we do have this on YouTube. This will also be posted on Instagram, and it'll be posted everywhere. So if you're not seeing this on YouTube,
personal vehicles,
everywhere,
every local gas station that we slap these on
exactly. We have 2 very spicy new stickers, some nice vinyl ones now, glossy boys. We have the infamous Grogu himself, Baby Yoda, holding that martini glass. You know, Cara Dune actually made that martini.
I like to imagine it's a Manhattan.
Oh, is that what it is?
That's what I like to imagine.
But in the glass, though?
Yeah, Manhattan.
It can be?
Manhattan's always... Because I always hate ordering a Manhattan out because it comes in like a dainty glass. It makes me angry.
You're right. Holding...
Like old-fashioned rocks glass. Manhattan, dainty martini glass.
Your headcanon. My headcanon, this is an espresso martini.
Okay.
That's what Baby Yoda is holding. Baby Yoda...
I think he would be drinking a frog martini, personally.
It is. It is a frog martini. You know, we have caviar. What do we call frog eggs?
Gross. I don't know.
Foggy-ar. Anyway.
Tadpole.
Tadpole stuff. Look, we got this
martini.
one, and we're going to take that one away. And we have our classic Rocks
For
glass.
the first time publicly, one of our other images that were just too wide for us to use on stuff, but fits the sticker perfectly.
Yep. Shout outs to Miguel Estrada, who actually designed this for us. He made all these for us. Super enjoy these. So we finally have a sticker. KonKon's Cantina, a Star Wars podcast. So if you do enjoy the podcast and you would help to rep these for us, put them on your vehicles, your coolers, wherever you want to put them.
These are weatherproof.
Yes.
Our previous stickers we have are great. They look great, but they're paper-based stickers. Yep. So you couldn't put them on a car, on a Yeti or something like that because they would just...
They'd go away.
Shred.
They were paper stickers. Yeah. They were actual stickers. These are vinyls.
Yeah, these are glossy boys, as I like to call them.
We are both very, very pleased with these. Shout out to Sticker Ape, who needs to give us a coupon code for making these. I was super impressed by the whole process. We were able to do these. It was super enjoyable. We also still have rec shirts available, guys. We had our Black Friday sale going on. Shout outs to everybody who bought those. I think we still have 6 left. Is all we have left.
And we
should
rec
also shirts.
We should, before we move away from stickers, we should mention all current patrons.
Yes, all. Yeah, go ahead.
All current patrons. This is a surprise for you guys.
Yes.
We are sending you a set of both stickers for absolutely free.
Yes.
For supporting the show.
Yep. I'm going to put it in the Discord. I have some of your addresses, not all of your addresses. Please give us your address. I know Tony too. I'm definitely going to need Real Farm Boy's address again.
Sweeping declaration. Anybody who signs up before the second episode of Book of Boba Fett to Patreon can get a set of stickers also.
Not a great idea. So if you sign up in any tier level for our Patreon, we will also send you a pair of these stickers.
Yes. As well as one of the paper stickers. We'll send you a few of those also.
Yes, of course. Guys, that's pretty much it for housekeeping. You already know all the shirts. Patreons will know that I have a couple of new designs coming.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, some new stuff's coming, so I'm super excited about that.
Swoop Bike Boys!
Swoop Bike Gang is coming. Guys, please rate this podcast. It very much helps give this to ideas to other people who are listening to podcasts. It says, hey, you listen to this, listen to that. 5 stars is what we seek, guys. If you leave a actual written review, yes, please send us a message that you're the one who wrote the review, because you can make your name kind of anything on iTunes, Google, and we have no way of tracking that. We don't get those sort of analytics. So tell us that you put one in, and we would love to send you something
and we'll
greatly. Yeah, and we're gonna rate it, and we're gonna rip on each other. Yeah, this is how it is. The agenda of this episode, guys, of course, is the first episode of Book of Boba Fett, entitled
Strangers in Strange Places.
Thank you.
It threw me off because I wasn't expecting that. I was like, oh, crap.
Wait, what is it? Yeah, we were sitting here, we're like, wait, it was called Chapter 1. Yeah, it was kind of super odd. Guys, don't forget, at the end of this episode, we will be playing the Cantina listening post. Now, if for some reason, totally understand, if you have missed the posts about the new Wii back wheel, okay, it's posted, it's up behind me. We have an actual game spinning wheel. Now, if you call the phone number that is listed on all of our social media, that is 407-900-5084.
That sounds correct to me.
I'm pretty sure that's it. Double check. It's on our Instagram.
It really sound like it's it. I know it's 5084. I'm just trying to remember.
Yeah,
we should know this.
It's 407.
We need this up on the wall.
We need a neon sign right here. 407-900-5084. Call. Leave us. You can leave up to a 3-minute voicemail. It is your hot take. That is going to enter you into 2 giveaways. One is your weekly spin for the wheel, which has a 50% chance of prizes, and that is also going to enter you into the grand prize that we will be revealing at the end of Book of Boba Fett. And right now we're up to a retail price giveaway of about tallies like $70 already, and we're adding more to it. In fact, I have to make another trip to Bat 2. I'm going to get some more stuff, hopefully some Boba Fett themed things to add to it.
I have a second sweeping declaration.
You're here with all the sweeping declarations.
If any of our listeners can come up with something that 900-5084 spells,
yes,
you get a free shirt.
Yes. If you can get
407-900-5084 into some type of word in some way
that we like
shirt for you, buddy.
Shirt for you. Yeah, 100%. Love that declaration. Absolutely love it. Guys, once again, the We Back Wheel call. Leave us your hot takes. We love interacting with our community. It was a huge success in Mandalorian Season 2, and we'd love to hear from you again. Justin?
Sir?
We are a Cantina podcast. And before we talk about the first episode of Book of Boba Fett, we're going to go to the Cantina right now. I'm ready.
Welcome to KonKon's Cantina. What are you having? But remember, no droids.
Spider-Man has fallen
He's
down,
down.
guys, but I went to Hiatus Brewing Co. today in Ocala, Florida.
You done some driving today.
I did a lot of driving today. I was in Ocala, and I wanted to get something special for the show. You know, we've really been trying to get back into the local brew game. You know, bring most of our listeners are Florida-based, of course. I mean, we're galaxy-wide, number one drinking Star Wars
Don't leave
podcast.
out Germany. Germany's number one country outside of U.S.
Number one country. Listen,
Tens of listeners.
Germany, you want us to send you one of these beers, we will. Today we are talking about the Grand Cru. This is a dark ale. It is 10.8%.
A very special beer from the brewery as
Yes.
well. As
This
you
was,
you haven't given me some tasty treats of the story, but not like the full details of.
Yeah, so
the info on this.
I went there today for my first time. The beer that I did want, they were unfortunately out of, which is totally fine. That happens.
That meant it was good.
Yeah, that meant it was good.
Yeah.
Exactly. This was my second choice. This is their 2-year anniversary beer. We are both drinking. We're both splitting it.
It's a beautiful color.
Yeah,
It looks like
super dark.
Coke.
I'm gonna go over to. It really does.
It looks like you have a pint of Coke in the glass. It's like a root beer colored, delicious looking beer. I haven't tried it yet.
Yeah.
What's the style?
Dark ale. Yeah, dark ale.
A dark ale.
Yeah.
I know it was 10.4%.
Yeah, 10.4 ABV. And then they also, which is nice, is they give you a consume by date, which some people don't do on their
my God.
growlers.
I got it.
What? Wrong pipe?
No, I just wasn't expecting that flavor. I don't know what to make of it yet.
It's molassesy.
Yeah, like I don't know what I was expecting.
Licorice.
Yeah, licorice is a good
Licorice
flavor.
and molasses. Well, you were just drinking whiskey too. Take another sip, because my sip didn't get that reaction.
It has a very strong aroma. Like even before you smell it, the aroma is very potent.
Dude, it is. It's like molasses and licorice.
I don't know how I feel about this.
It's odd. Not in a bad way.
It's very unique.
It is
That's why
very
I don't
unique.
know how I feel about it. Necessarily bad or good. I've never had a beer that tastes like this.
It's good in the front. It's good in the mid. I don't know how I feel about the back end.
I like the color. I like the aroma of it, but the taste is very confusing. Like it just messes with your head.
You know what it reminds me of is a Funky Buddha beer. You see what I'm saying?
I think I would.
You're not enjoying
I think
it.
I would try that and
Uh-huh.
maybe get like what a little tiny glass, like a snifter.
They offered this in 5 ounce as well.
I would get like a little pour of this. I don't know if I could drink like a full 16 ounce of this.
One thing that was really nice about Hiatus, went there, they have a ton of food options, and I had their beer pretzel today. Beer pretzel was, I think, the best beer pretzel I had ever had.
You
I
haven't
showed
stopped talking about that mustard.
Dude, their mustard, they do a honey mustard mixed with the horseradish. It is absolutely amazing. It was super good. This is definitely different.
Very unique.
Very
And
unique.
This was it makes sense because you said this was pricey for the 16 ounce can, which if it's normally a small 5 ounce like little pour because it's super jam packed.
I want to say it was $10.
Jam-packed full of flavor.
Yeah.
Like, it would make sense that you're normally getting this in a very small pour, which is why a 16-ounce would be the cost of a couple beers compared to just a normal single pint.
Yeah.
It makes sense. I definitely think it's a unique flavor. I've never had anything like this before.
Drinkability,
1 out of 10.
yeah, I would have one, and then I would move on.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is something, and it not for me, it's not a taste thing. This is a very thick. Once again, immediately I got molasses, which is not a bad thing. It's just I can do one and then I would move on. Some of the other beers that I had today, they had one which was called All Day Saturday.
And
And
it sounds like a session beer or something.
it was a session, but it wasn't a blonde, and of course it's escaping me because I'm trying to remember it. That was really good. This one, I'm going 6 out of 10 Mandos.
Oh.
Hey, bro, give
I
your.
don't like it.
That's fine.
I don't like
How many Mandos, bro?
2.
Sorry, guys. I had to pause it and talk to Justin for a second.
This show is sponsored by Hiatus.
Hey,
2 out of 10 beers.
Hey, no, for real. Really enjoyed my time at Hiatus today. Not every beer is for everybody. I will be going back because I'm going to get that milkshake. That milkshake is what they had.
I've been to Hiatus and I enjoyed the beers that I had.
Yeah.
This is just a super, like, I feel like the right person is, oh my God, amazing.
Yeah.
99.9% of the rest of the world is like, the heck is this garbage?
You're
Now I'm trolling you.
you're
I keep going back to it though.
Okay, but well, everybody, this is where we end. No, I'm just kidding. Guys, let's get into this recap. You're really not digging it, dude. I don't think I've ever seen you do that with. I want to know but you don't like Jaeger.
No, I don't like licorice anything.
That's what it is, dude. Because that's the molasses licorice. Anyway. Totally understandable. That's what I'm getting, so I understand how it's not fitting for you. But anyway, enough of the beer, guys. Let's get into this recap of this episode. So you said 7 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also going to go 7 out of 10. One thing that you said is you thought that the episode itself was kind of slow.
Yeah. I feel like, I mean, there was a lot of things that happened, and there were a lot of cool moments. Mm-hmm. And there was, like, stuff that, like, we had not gotten a canon story of what happened since they deleted Legends in EU. Mm-hmm. All of that was super satisfying.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
we didn't have like the amazing Mandalorian type of like stand up aha moment is the best way that I can think of describing it.
One thing that I think that we do well and other people have commented on is that I think that we are we judge things very subjectively and very fairly. And one thing that we say a lot on this podcast is we are interested in new Star Wars. Now, obviously, this is new Star Wars, but I think a little bit of our own what we wanted might be getting in the way of it. Because overall, I had a positive experience with the episode.
And I liked it more watching it again when I knew what was going to happen versus the first time we were like waiting for every moment. Like, is there going to be a giant reveal type of a situation? Yes. It was more enjoyable the second time for this, at least for me.
Yeah. No, it was more enjoyable the second time too. I want to say that one thing that was kind of funny, and we'll get to it, is I was laughing at points where I probably shouldn't have been laughing. And I'm wondering if that was a me thing or if there were underlaying satire that was done on purpose and my dark humor was picking up on it.
Okay.
You see, does that make sense? Like,
I think I have one scene in mind that you and I are dying.
Because usually me and you both take Star Wars overall very seriously. So when people are kind of like making fun of, like, usually that's not my cup of tea. Anyway, let's get into this recap.
Yeah, let's do this
at the end of the recap now, we are going to be talking about kind of hopes, prospects, dreams, that kind of what we want to see from the show. But we're going to keep this 100% positive, and we are going to go into the recap and everything. Jabba's palace is in view, just as we remember it.
But in 4K.
It
looks amazing.
It does. Empty hallways, an empty throne room, and an empty throne.
Luke's stairs immediately gave me the feels.
100%. I just wanted to see him walking down with the fingers interlaced.
I like that I call it Luke stairs, but we all know, like...
Yeah, of course. Boba lays in his Bacta tank and starts having flashbacks. Kamino, Jango in the Geonosian arena, the Sarlacc pit. Boba wakes, choking for air inside the Sarlacc pit. Seeing a nearby stormtrooper, he crawls over and grabs a compressed oxygen tube from the decomposing stormtrooper. That one scene, did it kind of take you out for a second? Because I'm like, when was the Empire at Jabba's palace? When was the Empire at the Sarlacc pit?
I mean, the Empire has never been Jabba's friend.
True.
I think they worked with him when they had to, and then otherwise they didn't because they were a crime syndicate. So it's not surprising.
Yeah.
Do you remember much about the Legends / EU's version of Fett's escape?
I know that Dengar helps get him out. Right?
I don't remember that part.
I thought that.
So
he flies out. I mean, he gets out.
The way that I remember it is, it was very a nod to his EU escape, because the way I remember it is he finds another person just like the Stormtrooper, except they're alive.
Yes.
And he basically convinces this guy to
give him something
detonate. He gets him to detonate his backpack or his jetpack.
Yes.
And then he blasts his way out of the Sarlacc pit, which is super, super similar to this. Instead of getting another person in there that's alive, it's another person that's dead. Instead of detonating the jetpack, and then, because we know that we had to have that for the Mandalorian to exist, and then instead of a grenade, the flamethrower. Like, I just thought it was a really cool nod to almost being the same thing that was the EU escape that I remembered as a kid reading about in the comic books. That's where that whole thing was. It was a comic book, not a novel, that they had that story.
I really liked the setting that they had. Like, you could tell the moonlight was coming in. It was nighttime. The way that they did, like, the slime, the saliva, and
later in the episode, like, the burn, like, his body is covered in what I'm assuming is acid burns.
And that's what I was gonna say is, I'm thinking, like, he's, like, gasping for air, he's choking, and he grabs this compressed oxygen tube. It's got to be from the fumes of...
There's not breathable oxygen in there.
Everything's, decomposing and whatnot. Shoving his arm through the Sarlacc, as you alluded to, he activates his lightsaber. He then... sorry. We're off to a fantastic start. He activates his flamethrower. Where did I even get lightsaber? I literally have flamethrower written here. Anyway, he crawls out of the Sarlacc pit and collapses.
That would have been a twist.
Listen, we're really bringing back the EU. He just gets his lightsaber. How did you... I brought this up to you. When I explained it to you that I didn't appreciate how he got out of the Sarlacc of just coming out of the sand, the more that I talked about it and explained it to you, I understood, okay, it has to happen like this because of, I keep wanting to call it the void.
The volume. The
what
they
piece.
shoot in. Yeah.
The set piece, the volume. They had the Sarlacc pit in the background, and obviously it wasn't a set piece, kind of like it was in the beginning.
It wasn't a physical prop.
Prop. So it makes sense to have him burst out of the sand.
Yeah, because they didn't want to build probably a $10,000...
Like they did in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Totally get it.
It is hilarious that he came out like 10 feet away from a giant open hole that was...
exactly.
From the mouth of the intestines he was in, but...
Yeah.
It
is what
I can
it is.
Dismiss that.
Yeah. We're being a little nitpicky.
The cool thing is, though, in that same shot is you can see the old Jabba sand barge in the background wrecked, still in the exact same spot, which was cool. Like, I loved the nostalgia of Return of the Jedi. The only thing in that exact same scene that we're talking about, I kind of wish they changed, is they had Tamora be the physical actor that came out. He is in no way the same build look of what you saw fall into the Sarlacc pit. I kind of wish they would have had a body double for that, like the young Boba Fett.
You know when there's the fan film of Boba getting out of the Sarlacc? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know that.
And when you're talking about cosplay in general... It's kind of like loose fitting, and it's not Hollywood production.
Right.
For whatever reason, when Tamora was crawling out, that's the feeling I got.
It did look like the armor was like floating around.
Like it wasn't fitted to him, and there's probably a million. Once again, I feel like we're being a little nitpicky, but we're just talking. But, I mean, we're just talking about it, you know.
Like timeline, like if you see him fall in, he couldn't have been in there more than a couple hours, realistically, to still be alive. He should be roughly the same. Like it should be the same build.
I don't know, bro. He hit Jabba's sand barge pretty hard. Anyway, I get what you're saying. Yes, I feel like they should have had somebody a little thinner.
Yeah, like Tamora crushes it as Boba. Oh, 100%. But like just for the sake of the timeline, like he should be the same
build.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Listen, we're cutting down on payroll.
Why is he so pale though?
He is pale. After he crawls out, he collapses As we were then told in The Mandalorian Season 2, Jawas come.
Savage.
Bro, these dudes do not care. Utini, crazy, smash him in the face with their pulse rifles.
It makes you understand the Mandalorian scene where they're like just ripping the ship apart in like moments.
Yeah.
Like so much more.
Like it's not like, hey, is this guy alive? It's like, take his junk.
Yeah.
Right now.
Like,
they take everything as we have been told. Left for dead.
pistol whip him in the face with
just
whatever that stick was.
Yes. That's the little rifle that they
like the butt of the gun
rifle.
just like
Mm-hmm. Left for dead. Boba is then found by Tusken Raiders and taken prisoner.
With the crustiest head ever.
Bro, shout outs to the little wiener carrot that they use.
It's like a dog.
They take this like little thing and they put it in his mouth. It wakes him up. It's like, here, eat this. Like, yeah. So they wake him up. You know, that's probably to see if he's still alive or whatnot.
Mm-hmm. The most well-dressed Tuskens ever.
Dude, you want to talk about that now?
Yeah.
Dude, this tribe of Tuskens, different than we've seen, even in The Mandalorian.
Uh-huh. They're not tattered. They have like...
They
must have a tailor in their crew.
I think that this is going to be an overarching theme of revisiting this tribe of Tusken Raiders to be I think that they're the ones who shape the Boba that we see now.
I feel like that'll we know he has a gaffy stick.
And you should be and we have this idea of, even through Clone Wars and Rebels, of Boba being this he's merciless. I'm not going to say killer, but he's merciless. Mm-hmm. And the Boba that we're kind of seeing now, even in this first episode and everything that we hear, nice guy Boba. I feel like this is going to come from the Tuskens. And it's kind of like the same thing that we got in Mandalorian Season 1 and 2, where it's like, oh, the Tuskens are mindless savages, and then Mando's just like, no, they're not. He's just like, hey, bro, what's up?
Language.
Sign language. Mm-hmm. They're helping him. You see, I think that we're going to have this overarching theme of flashbacks to these Tuskens and helping us see the personality shaping of the new Boba that we have. But I also like the light switch thing that we were talking about, where, you know, maybe he
tries to be that way until he realizes it doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't work. So they take him prisoner, dragging him through the desert into their camp. Boba tries to keep up, and under the twin suns, Boba collapses.
I collapsed so long ago.
A Tusken youngling pokes at him with his tiny little gaffy stick. More join and start to beat him with their sticks. Dude, they're just like... Whoosh.
And the children, too.
This is why Anakin killed the... I would have killed them all, too. 100%.
Like, dude, the kids, like, their parents are like, look at him abuse this guy.
Yeah, it's kind of like, remember in Return of the Jedi when all the Ewoks are pointing the spears in Han's face, and he, you know, Boba just can't, he can't do any of that.
It does make you think about, like, what they would have done to Smee.
Like, when they had her,
like recklessly, or not recklessly, but like just blatantly beating her for no reason was probably what they did based off of this.
Yeah, I mean, we saw how she looked. I mean, she was tattered, beaten, you know, and what do they do with them? Do they wait for them to die and then they eat them? I
don't really know what the goal was.
I don't either. Like, having only 2 people to dig for water, as we see later in the episode, doesn't seem like a big advantage. But anyway, we digress. He then is knocked out by the younglings. Later, Boba awakes to company. A Rodian, thank you. I wanted to say Rodinian, which is the species from Solo Story, but Rodian, thank you. A Rodian has joined as his fellow prisoner. Boba tries to break free of his bonds, his ropes. After knocking out the dog-like creature that the Tusken Raiders have, he breaks his ropes with the Massive's teeth. I thought this was pretty cool.
I like that scene.
Super sharp. It hurt my little suspension of disbelief as we go on, and I'll explain in a second, but still super cool. He then, once again, he seeks to...
Nice guy Fett.
Nice guy Fett. He gives the little Greedo wannabe the ability to escape with him.
You want me to cut your bonds? And then, like, signs it.
Yeah, and the guy goes... What?
hey, you guys!
Look up here,
He's like,
whipper.
Like, I don't know why he thought,
I don't know.
Like, calling that out would, like, help him.
Maybe he realizes how far away they are, and his best chance of survival is to stay with them. I'm not really sure. It was really weird.
The same dumb kid comes running.
Yeah, same dude, and he just...
Nice guy Fett's back, though. He, like, about to bonk him, El Kabong him right in the face, and he's like, you know what? No. This is not me, Boba Fett. Anyway, so he then escapes, and the, you know, friggin' little Rodian sounds the alarm, and they come and they chase him down. He then gets in a one-on-one fight
against a Tusken Raider. Dude, this guy looked so cool.
Okay, pause that. What you just said.
Yes.
And take it back. This what?
Tusken Raider?
Guy?
Yeah, you think it's him?
I think it's a woman.
Oh, you think it's a woman? Why do you think it's a woman?
So at first I dubbed this guy Rasta Tuskian.
Raska Tuskian.
Because it looks like he's got dreadlocks and everything.
Yes. Yeah,
so,
it's kind of got the... Yeah.
So after rewatching it, I think it's a woman, and I think it's the chief's wife. Because if you notice, she, whatever you want to say, is always standing directly next to him. It's the only one with the shawl over the head.
It is the only one with the cloak.
And they come out of the same tent later in the episode. I think that this is like...
I like it. Kind of like lions. The women are the warriors in this tribe.
Exactly. That I'm digging that. After the second watch, I thought that.
Bro, what if...
Still like Rasta Tuskian.
What if Raska Tuskian is Shahad?
That would be an awesome little twist that it's a female.
So what if Shahad Het, our new canon explanation of this ex-Jedi, is a female? Well, not that the gender matters, but it's a female. What if this?
That'd be like a cool little twist.
We really want it really bad, and we're not the only ones. I saw it on Twitter like 3 times today, where people are like, "Oh, this guy's Shahad," or the little kid ends up being Shahad, or everyone wants Shahad, right? Like that's just what they want. Anyway, he loses the fight. How did you feel about the little fight?
I feel like at first I was like, "Why is Boba getting his butt kicked at every turn?" But like. When you think about, like, he was literally acid burned over his entire body, his adrenaline was going to probably break free. And a normal person, he probably would have taken out, but not like a savage Tusken. Like, I just don't think he just had that.
He also had a stick. Like, he had the little kid's stick. He didn't have, like, I wouldn't say he had a fair advantage for a weapon.
Yeah, he had, like, a mini gaffy stick.
Yeah, tiny little stick. After this, Finnick wakes Boba. Boba then establishes that these are dreams. The dreams are back. We also know these as flashbacks.
Look at this. You see me? This is Boba Dick.
You like what you see?
He was.
Look. Flashbacks to or Luke vibes. Empire,
very much Luke vibes.
Healing in
the back, the tank.
The same little breathing apparatus.
His scars, if you notice, his scars, like the full body of scars, are not there anymore.
And I'm super happy about this. When we talked about our Book of Boba Fett, look at me, Boba. When we did the Boba Fett trailer, me, you, and the casual kid, a big thing that I had is, how does this dude have eyebrows again? Why does he look like nothing's ever happened to him? And of course, we got our answer, which was Bacta.
Which is also another kind of, because we're going to talk about this later, like how Boba just continually gets his butt kicked in this episode.
Yeah.
But another one of the EU things that ended up happening to Boba from the Sarlacc pit is it screwed up both his metabolism and had a super rare, like, Star Wars version of cancer. And he had to constantly undergo Bacta treatments to try to stay ahead. He couldn't cure it. Like, he was basically terminal ever since the Sarlacc pit.
Yeah.
And the Bacta was the thing that in the EU, like, would keep him alive. Constant Bacta treatments, and then EU ended before he ended up dying from it.
Yeah.
But it is really cool to think about, like, these little things, like, especially seeing, like, how, like, he seems to get worn out quick.
Yeah.
He seems like to have energy for a fight, and then if the fight continues too long, like, they had to rush him back to the Bacta. And I hope they keep going with this, where the Sarlacc messed him up for good.
And we'll come back to that, because we had a problem with that earlier, and then with our more watches, and we thought about it more. I like where we've gotten to at this point.
Yes.
Finnick, of course, wakes up Boba once again. He is suited up to receive guests to pay tribute. Dude.
Armor or Iron Man style armoring of seeing like the armor that we've seen 1,000 times actually like
so the van braces,
the gauntlets.
This was a huge thing for me as a Mandalorian fan, somebody who has been
That's all yours, buddy.
who has always had Mandalorian armor. When cosplayers, when we're doing our gauntlets, our van braces, as they're known for Mandalorians, specifically designed to fight Jedi, right? there's two styles. There's clamshell, and then there's the slide on. It was so cool to see a Canon explanation of a clamshell type style, and when they go together, they fit. But then the little pieces
interlocking.
Yeah, they did this little number like
Iron Man's. That's what I immediately Jon Favreau.
Yes.
I think of the Iron Man scenes of him with his armor, like
100%. Super cool for me as a huge actual costuming cosplay Mando fan to see that actually that was a huge deal.
I love
for
they
me.
they literally went through every piece, like the knees, the chest, like I loved it.
I do appreciate that he has a new flak jacket. So in Mando season 1, it was still the OG flak jacket, which was that tan color that matched his flight suit. Now it's a black one. It's new. He puts that on. I did appreciate that. Just small little details like that makes me know that they're definitely paying attention. So I really appreciated that. Boba, of course, suits up. Sitting in his throne, Boba greets guests that are presenting him tributes.
Did you recognize the droid that's kind of like his butler?
Yes, is that
the same one that was torturing all of the droids inside of the palace?
BO
8D8.
So AD. So
8. Yeah, like the number 8, the letter D, the number 8.
Okay, I was
8D8.
off. I was way off. So same one. Once again, a little Easter egg for sure.
And it's awesome because he was a torture droid for other droids. And one of the lines, he references the tortured screams.
He's like,
you can't rule. You must rule with power, rule with fear. Like, the tortured screams. Yeah.
Let's go through some of the people that walk in. These are some of the guests. So the first one that comes in.
Did you catch any of that?
I thought you had it written down.
The first one, I don't think they gave a name.
Oh,
it was just speaking inaudibly.
I love how the joke went into another joke, and I didn't get your joke. Yes, the guy that he was speaking a language that neither him nor Fennec understood a little bit of it.
Something about friendship.
Yeah, but the second guest, which is where we ended up having a laugh. The Trandoshan.
I love the title that they give this Trandoshan. First, it's named Doc Strassi, super Russian. Doc Strassi.
Yeah.
The leader of the Trandoshan family protectors of the city center and its business territories. Longest title ever.
Big title. I think
the most dark humor, savage gift ever.
Okay, we'll get to the gift, but before we get to the gift, let's talk about the Trandoshan himself.
Okay.
Did you feel, because I really tried to pay attention and I had a really hard time, I couldn't tell if the head was VMX or like special effects,
practical effects, or computer,
or was it a mix of both? I feel like
it was probably a mix of both.
I feel like, because one thing that they had to have done, think about the Frog Lady in Mandalorian season 2. That was practical effect, but how do they make the eyes?
Yeah,
but his eyes didn't look real, so I'm envisioning like a foam helmet, right? But then the eyes are all green screen. So then they're able to put in the, the movie, and also the jaw and the mouth,
tongue, the slithery tongue. Yeah, I mean, to me, like that's with where technology is. That's your best way to do things. Is because
I felt his head was a little big.
The practical effects of like physically being there and actually acting with something and seeing something, but those like minute details of like an eyeball flicking around and a tongue slithering, like that stuff, like. Just that part added in CG is like a perfect mix.
Let's talk about his gift.
Oh my god.
I laughed.
First of all, if you don't know anything about Trandoshans, they are the arch enemy of Wookiees.
Yes.
They are literally
on the star map
next to each other.
Yes. So on the star map, in the middle of basically hyper routes, hyper routes, freaking galactic trade is Trandoshan and freaking Kashyyyk. They are right next to each other, and they are mortal enemies, as you were saying.
They're like so much the same that they hate each other.
Exactly, and it's funny. In a certain point of view, Empire Strikes Back, me and you have both finished this book. One of the best Star Wars books I've read in a long time. If you haven't read it, read it. There's a whole POV chapter with Bosk, also a Trandoshan. You've seen him in Empire Strikes Back.
Hates Chewie with a passion.
Frickin' Chewbacca. Cannot stand him. Hates Wookiees. And they talk about this tradition of why Trandoshans hate Wookiees. So this Trandoshan presents Boba with what we assume
We don't assume, dude. There's
It is. It is a baby Wookiee pelt.
it is like a 12-year-old Wookiee. Like
12-year-old
if you
Wookiee.
compare the size of
Yes.
a full-grown Wookiee
7
to,
feet tall.
like what he's holding, which
This
is
is
like
a bath towel.
a small child.
It's a bath towel.
Like arms, legs, like a straight up like just skinned
Like-
dead Wookiee.
I want like a little baby Wookiee pelt with an apple in its mouth, like kind of like the,
like
the
a pig, pig roast.
Dude, that is 100. I was
If you didn't catch it, go
back
look
and
at a
watch it.
screenshot.
Go-
Like
yeah,
it's a
it is-
straight up child Wookiee pelt. Like shout out to them pulling that off.
dude, child.
Who
Wookiee
signed
pelt.
off on that?
I don't know.
Whoever it is, I love.
I loved it. Someone's like, "Hey, we need a Wookiee pelt. Make it a kid. Don't hide those ideas in a bushel basket." Like,
The bushel basket. We brought the bushel basket.
we brought
back.
the bushel basket back. All right, so he offers that, and where it goes, we don't know. But the next guest is our favorite,
Oh yeah.
even more so than the Trandoshan.
Which we don't get a name for.
We don't
All
get a name for.
because they announced that it's the mayor coming
Yes.
in, and he's I'm assuming is a mayor's aide.
Yeah, the speaker, the mouth.
Oh, the major domo is what they call him.
Mm-hmm.
Like a what was it? Mock Shayaz is the name, who I'm assuming is going to be a major player in this series.
Yeah.
I,
I think he's going to be a puppet. Let me
what, you think the mayor's going to be a puppet?
let me make this call right now. You're probably not hearing it here first because I'm not the only one who's ever read EU. His name is escaping me. But remember the green guy with the shaved head and he has the black ponytail? His name is Shiaz and he has the really long like kind of claws and he's a big enemy of our main Luke, Leia, and Han and Chewie in the extended universe. And I'll show you a picture.
I
and then
need
you're-
to see a picture to
Yeah, and then
bring it to
you're gonna be like, oh, that guy. Okay, Prince Shizor. So he was a EU character who was a leader of Black Sun in Shadows of the Empire era. And since the Kira comic, Crimson Dawn and all that, Black Sun, they're all
He back.
starting.
Yeah.
He back. He's now canon again. I believe that he will be a major player. I just think it'd be a great opportunity to tie in because the mayor that we've already seen in some of the promo videos, we're assuming is the, of course, the alien.
Yeah, well,
name
yeah,
is
we're still
escaping.
assuming that that's the mayor.
We are assuming that that's the mayor, but it's the hammerhead type creature. Everyone calls them hammerheads, and of course, that is escaping me at this moment. But anyway, that's what I think that he'll end up being a puppet for him. I think that would be just a really, really
He's
good
a whole
tie-in.
other crime syndicate.
Yes, because that's what we've wanted from this, right? We want to see more crime syndicates,
Yes,
crime underworld.
absolutely.
So, yeah.
Especially after the Solo movie, and especially after we see
Yep.
Darth Maul take over as
Exactly.
leader of the crime syndicate. Yeah.
Yeah. So the mayor's speaker comes and doesn't give him tribute is what
And
we're
then
getting to.
asks
The
for his
acting.
own asks for his tribute.
Yes, the acting.
best.
You mentioned it. I mentioned it. Top notch. This guy acting.
Oh yeah.
Hilarious.
Every
Absolutely loved
part
it.
of the dialogue between the three of them is perfect. It's amazing.
Yeah. Confusing sets of dialogue exchange between the mayor's representative and Boba. The mayor is expecting to get paid from Boba, but of course that would not be happening. Boba is expecting tribute himself. Quote,
Nice Guy Fett reappears.
Nice Guy Fett reappears. They let him go unmolested. Interesting choice of
I
words
was like, I
used.
don't know why you had to take it there.
I know, my
Fennec is
goodness.
like, diddle him. Go diddle him.
Yeah, she was gonna touch some naughty
That's a
place. No
weird-
square.
that's a
No
weird
no
option.
square stuff. Yeah. I would not be surprised if you receive another delegation in the near future. This guy is so haters. The way that he says stuff, absolutely loved it. Then 2 Gamorrean guards are offered to Boba Fett.
I love these guys.
Dude,
And it was cool because like
Tim and Bob.
they were the only two that didn't surrender and didn't give up with
Yeah.
either Jabba's death or Bib Fortuna's death. All apparently like, okay, we're with you now. Like these were the only two that are like, no, we're loyal.
Yeah. So they're presented before him, and of course, Nice Guy Boba, Nice Guy Fett, Lord
again.
Fett. We're changing the name of the show, by the way. It's no longer the Book of Boba Fett, it's Lord Fett. I absolutely loved that. Lord Fett spares them in being in their service. Walking through the streets of Mos Espa, Fennec explains to Boba why...
Which, before we jump into that, you reminded the story of how Mos Espa is actually the
yes.
concept art of Mos Eisley.
Yeah, so the original concept art, I'm repeating what you said. So the concept art that we see in Mos Eisley for A New Hope is actually Mos Espa, that we see this big grand kind of city like sunken in.
'Cause, like when they see Anchorhead, it's
exactly
up. It's like they're seeing the buildings on like a flat ground. Whereas if you look at this,
Well, no. Wait,
sunken.
what do you mean when they see? We don't see Anchorhead.
Not Anchorhead. I don't know why I said Anchorhead.
Mos Eisley.
Yeah, Mos Eisley.
Yeah, Mos Eisley. And that's kind of like we always assumed that Mos Eisley was like the capital of Tatooine, but actually it's Mos Espa.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is Mos. My goodness, Mos Pelgo, Mos Espa. It's very Spanish sounding, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
Excuse me. Walking through the streets once again, Fennec explains to Boba that following the traditions of the region will help things along. They then stumble into a cantina. Bro.
Mm-hmm.
Return of the King. Max Rebo Band is back.
Mm-hmm.
Max Rebo Band
And
themselves are
not
back.
Just the jizz music.
Uh-huh.
But there was also a fellow bartender that we all know from the Cantina in Black Spire at Batuu.
Really?
Yeah. If you
How
pay
did I
attention,
miss that? It's
Rex. Rex, who was originally the Star Tours pilot, which then they turned into the DJ at
Oga's.
Thank you, Oga's Cantina.
Yeah.
If you
Cantini?
notice, Cantini,
Cantini.
there is like Rex is there, and
KonKon's
I
Cantina.
can't remember if he was making drinks, but
He's the
it was
DJ.
more like
He's
I
the
just
DJ.
saw. Okay, but the
Well,
band
okay.
was there.
Hang on. The droid that you see standing at the bar is not Rex.
No, it is Rex that you see. Like if it's not him, it's the same droid.
Okay, because that same touring droid, it's the same style of droid because you see it in Rebels as well.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, same style of droid. I get what you're saying.
It's
now.
all
I had
like-
it in
yeah,
my
yeah,
head. Yeah, it was right. I totally get what you're saying. Yes, same style of droid, just more Easter eggs. Filling
If you
in
know,
all
you
the
know
stuff.
when you see it, type of stuff.
We totally needed the band from Visions to be playing.
Yes.
I needed live action. Like a lot of people hate it. I don't care. It was fantastic.
What's the
Anyway.
line?
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Boba then talks with Garsa Fwip. Dude, this name.
She's
Fwip.
obviously a Spider-Man fan.
Shout outs to me for writing something down phonetically and saying it right for the first time ever. Okay.
Garsa Fwip.
Garsa Fwip. One of the cutest looking.
No, she was.
Come on.
Twi'leks can always.
They can always. Dude,
know.
the dress. Can we talk about the costuming
That's an
real quick?
awesome.
Dude,
Yeah, awesome dress.
it's cool how.
Would you like your helmet serviced?
We're on the same page just right now, and I love how she says no, he says yes. The dress reminded me of like Phantom Menace.
Yeah, I do like a Naboo,
like Naboo.
Yeah.
Very like it's cool how
I like
it
the chains that were hanging from it,
and even what she had with her Letku and her headdress,
Mm-hmm.
like everything about her costume in particular, like really blew me away. Even the other two Twi'leks that approached
the three
them.
of them together were like some of the. When I say best looking, I don't mean like physically attractive. I mean like best looking Twi'leks in person.
Talk about
like
the
physical.
Yeah.
Because some of the if you look at the old stuff, the Leku tend to look like
foam
or nylon stuffed with cotton. Very fake. Very like not an actual limb or
yes
extremity of your body.
Yeah.
These looked so real. Like they were like fleshy. Like they looked like they were part of like a species or an alien. I almost said human.
Yeah.
But like they look like they're part of a body. They don't look like they're just like something glued onto somebody's head.
I thought that both the Twi'leks and Mandalorian, Quinn and his sister looked really good, and somehow these three were a step up from that.
Yeah, they're definitely perfecting that physical. I don't know what you want to call it. Not cosplay, but I don't know what the word.
The perception. It was very immersive.
Yeah,
very very immersive. I really really enjoyed that part. Leaving the cantina, Boba and Fennec, they were basically given money for protection, right?
Yeah, when he gets his helmet back from being serviced, it's full of gold coins.
Full of Republic credits.
Yes.
By the way.
Yeah, I did catch the little Phoenix emblem on there.
Yep, huge point here is, once again, because even in the beginning of Mandalorian, we were still getting Republic Imperial credits, and now we've moved away from that. Now we have,
and we had what were they called? The flan?
Yeah, the calamari flan.
The calamari flan were.
Dang, I really want flan, dude. I love flan. It's one of my favorite desserts. Anyway, walking through the streets, going back to wherever it is they were going. They are attacked by assailants.
A group of rogue parkour.
Dude, parkour.
Ninjas.
Yeah, parkour ninjas coming out of nowhere. Energy
Has to be
shields.
sent by the mayor, I'm assuming.
I'm assuming too. And well, yeah, I'm assuming sent by the mayor because we get the foreshadowing earlier. I would not be surprised if you receive another delegation in the near future. Had to be the mayor. I agree. Energy shields up one by one. The assailants attack Finnick and Boba.
Dum Dum Boba.
Okay, I brought this up to you. Couple of things.
Who's standing in a 360-degree shield wall of energy shields and decides to shoot a rocket at point blank range?
Boba.
Dum Dum Boba.
Dum Dum Boba. Listen, it runs in the Mandalorian. Okay, you called Din Boba Dum Dum, and now we got Dum Dum.
You know what I choose when I have 6 square feet of space is an explosive rocket.
Rocket. Yeah. The fighting. If we take a step out, the fighting was not good. I think that it was a little slow, and the choreography was poor. But one thing that I think they did really, really well is the camera work was fantastic. The way that they cut from
and the
camera
editing,
to yes,
the camera work as well as just the post editing and how they made it seem a lot more fast paced than if you actually watched a scene and imagined what they were doing.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%. And it's like they I understand that they're not Jet Li, they're not Jackie Chan. I totally get that. But the way they did the camera work,
most dated references.
Bro, Jet Li still stands up, bro.
He does.
Come on.
Donnie Yen, you could have at least said it's another Star Wars character.
You know what? Donnie, you're absolutely right. We're throwing Donnie Yen in there. But you get what I'm saying.
Yes, no, 100%.
I got hiccups.
They're not professional martial arts fighters.
The camera work was grade
Except
A.
for Ming Na Wen, but we won't talk about that.
It was super, super good. I enjoyed the camera work and the editing of the scene in particular, even though I felt that the fighting seemed slow. How did you feel about the energy shields? We'd already saw that. It wasn't like a surprise.
I mean, we've seen that since the Phantom Menace. Yeah. Like the energy shields the Gungans had. Like it's
even Mandalorians, they have the little gauntlet. Yeah. I enjoyed it. I thought it was cool. Of course, we kind of get like the angry face again from Boba when they finally kind of break the barricade. We get the same scene from like Mandalorian season 2.
The overhead smash with the gaffy stick. Looking thing.
I didn't mind the same scene. I think it did well. I didn't mind it.
I like that. It's kind of like a callback to his tribal time spent with the Tuskens.
Shout outs to the Gamorrean guards.
Oh my god.
If it wasn't
Save
for them,
the day.
If it wasn't
Nice
for
Guy Fett worked out.
he'd be dead.
Nice Guy
Both
Fett
of
worked.
them. Bro, these Gamorrean guards
Savage.
wheel and deal, bro. And they were dealing out nothing but whoop ass.
Like I imagine them like standing around the corner just like chilling and they're like like a crap. Like, sprinting towards them.
Dude, they start. Where did they get these like boomerang
They
style?
have like scimitars, like straight up scimitar
like
swords.
Is that what the Egyptians
that's like,
had too?
That's like the curvy
dude.
Egyptian.
They were slashing throats, dude. They saved the day. They saved the day. Absolutely.
I think my favorite scene of that fight is still like as they're trying to run away, like Boba just missile shoots and blows the gun up. Like wrist missile.
This is me, Missile Fett. He just and not the backpack, but the little tiny gauntlet one just obliterates him. 2 still get away, and Finnick then pursues. Back to the recap.
In the most B-grade parkour scene I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, you thought it was that bad?
Dude, it was cringe.
No, not cringe, bro. It wasn't cringe.
I have seen so much better.
It wasn't Casino Royale.
No, but let me finish. I have seen so much better parkour / free running videos on YouTube than I have in a fully produced.
I feel like you're not giving. Well,
I mean, if you're gonna put it in there,
do it.
You're do
not,
it.
Yes.
Like, don't like do that like for the sake of it. Like,
what was it about it that seemed to be great to you? Like, I need specific.
They were conging over things for no reason.
That is 100% true.
Like, there was no reason for it.
Yeah.
None of the things that they did were like impressive. Like, they would just take a step and like step onto a 2-foot high little ledge and then step off of it.
Would it have been better if they simply ran through the streets?
Yeah, it would have,
like an Aladdin style.
If they just ran normal over the rooftops and jumped, it would have been. And they just shortened that scene.
Yeah, I agree.
The parkour stuff added nothing to that scene because Fennec wasn't really doing it. She was running like a regular person would run.
The other thing that was weird, and I mentioned this to you, is she faces one of the assailants one-on-one, and they throw a knife at her. She dodges it.
Yeah.
Then another one shows up, and she's like oh,
dives off the roof. We out.
It's just like, okay. Like, anyway, so she catches up to them. We're nitpicking. Let's be honest. We're nitpicking.
Yeah, but it's some moments like that where it just kind of like took me out.
Okay, yeah. It did take me out a little bit as well. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm. I like the comparison of Dwight, the office scene of where they're standing on the roof, and I've already seen the meme of it. It's like, I'm gonna tell everybody this is Book of Boba Fett,
where it's Michael up at the top.
Yeah, it's Michael, Dwight, and
and Andy.
And they're like standing at the roof,
doing the parkour. Yeah, the parkour episode. Yeah, 100%. Of course, she has two assailants. She kicks one, just yeets him right off the roof, leaving one to be captured alive. Boba is then rushed back to his back-to-tank. Now, we said that we'd come back to this. You had mentioned earlier that in EU he had this cancer thing, and
his metabolism was totally messed up.
We talked about this off air. The difference between what we kind of saw in Boba and Mandalorian. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I mean, if we talk about the EU Legends explanation, and this is kind of on track with it, but the thing that throws me off is how they portrayed him and showed him in everything in The Mandalorian.
Literally like a week ago.
Yeah.
Like, we have no discernible timeline as to when... Because the last we see Boba is he hyperspaces off, leaving Finnick in the Crusader, by the way, with everybody else, and Luke gets Grogu and they leave. We have no discernible timeline between Mandalorian, the end of Mandalorian Season 2, and this show. So
that is very true.
Let's say it's a week. Because the prologue of Mandalorian Season 2, the end cut scene...
is the opening of this.
Yeah. So let's say it's a week. Without giving us an actual timeline, it is weird to see...
Especially because there was a lot more intense and longer fight scenes in The Mandalorian. He never got winded or weak. He also, for periods in The Mandalorian, didn't even have armor.
Yeah.
He was straight up just robes and gaffy stick fighting.
Yeah.
So it's weird to see him just get worked, like totally worked by a gang of thugs in the street.
He got electrocuted a lot, to be fair.
Yeah.
Why didn't he just jetpack?
That's a good question. Maybe he's not been trained in the
Way of the Phoenix. Dude, just jetpack. Like, that took me out. If he didn't have his jetpack, nothing I could say. Dude, surrounded by people later, and then
freaking flamethrower down on him. Yeah.
Really weird.
I've played Galaxy of Heroes. It's one of his moves. He jetpacks up, rockets down, flamethrowers down.
Listen, we're nitpicking again. I'm just saying, if you can have a whole episode in Mandalorian Season 2 where Din doesn't have his jetpack and he can't catch the Dark Troopers, you can have a whole scene where Boba walks through the streets of Mos Espo with no jetpack. Just throwing that out there.
It is removable. It's not built into the backplate.
As we just taught Chris from the FOMOcast today, they are two separate entities. Anyway, he then goes back, gets put in his back to tank by the MVPs of the episode, the two Gamorrean guards.
Tim and Bob.
And of course, that's going to remain through the whole rest of this. It's Tim and Bob. And then the dreams are back. Back to the Tusken Raider camp. Taken away, he is forced to dig for water in the Dune Sea.
Dumb kid.
Dude, this dumb kid seeing a small home being attacked by... Oh, go ahead.
Got a question. Do you think that they buried the water in the sand to keep it cool? Or do you think these are some weird... I don't know what those... Like acorns of water that exist inside the sand?
It's really weird because in Mandalorian Season 2, we see these same items being given around the campfire with...
I kind of like the idea
Why can't I think of Timothy's freaking character?
Cobb Vanth.
Thank you. Cobb and Mando are sitting around the campfire, and they break them with their thumbs, and the crap comes out, and it kind of like is this fermented, disgusting drink. Now we're seeing it where it's water.
I kind of like the idea that the Tuskens bury it somewhere, and that's like
freaking
basically
squirrels.
Like a refrigerator, because it's out of the sun, it's insulated, and it's down under a couple feet of sand. It's nice and cool.
Moisture farmers, that's what they do, right? Because into the scene that we're talking about now, this bandit.
Oh, I like that idea.
Which
Maybe
it's not the bandits.
That's what
it's
they're
actually
farming for.
Well, of course.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I just thought of like some type of
Bro, they're called moisture farmers.
right. But in the novels and stuff, like it's a machine that they stick into the ground and it collects the moisture. Like, what if this is where it's pulling moisture from? Is these weird little seed pods?
Or these seed pods do the same thing.
Yeah,
but it's primitive.
It's cool. Yeah, I don't know.
We don't know.
Stuff like that's cool.
What we do know is that this is the mining collective. The same mining collective that we see in
Cobb Vanth's flashback stories.
Yep, Mandalorian Season 2, it's the same mining collective, and they leave their graffiti mark on the house that they attack. At first, I thought this was super reminiscent of A New Hope, and I had kind of like a you moment where I was like, oh, Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru are getting beat up by these people, and I'm like,
that's the problem when
they're dead.
When they do so much on Tatooine, it freaking
Preach it.
meshes together in your head. I was wondering for a split second, I was like, how cool would it be if that was Obi-Wan and he was pretending to get beaten up? I'm like, oh, wait a second, he's like long dead.
He's super dead.
But like, that's the problem with sitting on Tatooine for so many different things.
It is a problem, and we're gonna get to that. Of course, so we see the mine collective, and as they're digging, this big giant creature comes out. It's an unnamed creature.
Apparently
it is a new creature,
chilling under the sand for no reason.
I'm gonna be harsh on this creature. This creature did not seem Star Wars to me. It was very, what's his name, Gorgo, Mortal Kombat.
Oh, yeah.
The dude with the super weird. I didn't feel it. I would have, baby crate dragon. I don't know. There was something about it. I wasn't feeling it.
I thought crate dragon because the first thing I think you see is scales and like 100%. A claw. I'm like, oh crap, it's gonna be like a crate dragon. No, it was a weird.
It was weird.
What
weird.
Are those not scimitar?
Yeah, it's like a scimitar.
Yeah,
because he kind of did that. He had the
horse body with the human chest.
When he starts to run, it kind of looks like a silverback gorilla with an upper body with arms. It
was a very weird.
It was very weird. But once again, it was supposedly a callback with, once again, this was practical effects mixed with other stuff. Once again, apparently you don't need any weapons on Tatooine. You just need a chain to choke somebody.
Yes.
Choked him just like Jabba. I actually didn't have a problem with that. I was like, hey, call back to Jabba. That's how Jabba died. It is what it is. We're on Tatooine. Everything's the same anyway, because we have millions of planets, but we right back to Tatooine again.
Yeah. I've already spoken my piece on that.
I know you have. Then upon returning to the Tusken Raider village, the boy shows everybody the head of which he apparently uses the chains to cut off.
So how did you take this scene? There's two ways to take this scene. And I've watched it twice on my own and then with somebody else, and I've heard both different sides. Do you think this little kid is claiming victory as his?
100%. That's what happened. There's no explanation any other way. This little kid was like, Look what I did.
Yeah.
Look what I did.
Because like the one thing is like, oh my God, what happened? And then the other Tusken like gives him the water, like, I know this was you. There's the other is the little kid could be touting like he saved me, and he's like, okay, fine, you can.
We've seen we've seen in tribal type things where there's a rite of passage, and this little boy or little girl, whatever this Tusken Raider is,
these prisoners they're tasked to them.
Yes, and it's only to assume to be a warrior, whatever the case may be. We see it in a ton of fiction, and we see it in real world. This rite of passage, that's what this kid did, and that's what I think is he was playing it off as himself. I super love your idea of the warrior being the chief's wife, and
because this is what kind of sold it for me is they came out of the same tent in that scene,
and that's the scene right at the end.
At the end, that's when they come out of the same tent. All the other times, she's always standing to the side of him, and if you notice her stature, she's a lot smaller than he is.
Yes.
So I really
and you see it too with the belt that she wears, very thinned waist. Yeah.
The shawl over the head compared to all them.
Super. I loved their dark colors, not the sand drab stuff that we're used to seeing. Looked much
very much what Fett wears is all the black robes.
Yes.
Which, oh my God, I don't know why I just thought about that.
Yeah.
He's literally wearing the same exact robes as them.
It was really cool. I really enjoyed, and that was something that I brought up in Mandalorian Season 2, is I really enjoyed seeing more of the Tusken Raider stuff. But I enjoyed this episode. Now we're going to talk about where we hope to see the episode go before we get
planet.
yes, before we get into the wheel and the dare and the entries of this week. I very much hope that the next 6 episodes we find time to get the hell off Tatooine.
Mm-hmm.
If we spend this entire, first of all, this is Book of Boba Fett. I'm assuming that this is book 1, and I hope that we continue the series and we get book 2, book 3, whatever the case may be. If we spend the entire season on Tatooine,
especially if he's supposed to be running a crime syndicate,
it will legitimately, it will hurt the story for me.
Mm-hmm.
No more Tatooine. Because
the vibe I got from this episode is, it's not the perfect comparison, but like I thought of Robin Hood. Like, it's this same town, and there's like, oh well, here's Friar Tuck, and here's the cantina over here, and here's the mayor is the big guy. Like, no, like not even like the leader of the planet, but like just the mayor.
Yeah,
is the mean big bad guy that's sending people out. He's supposed to be running a Hutt crime syndicate, not a planet like small time operation. Like, I just don't get the whole like introduction of all these little like nobodies from the same planet. Like, if he's taking over the Hutt's crime empire, like it's an empire of crime. It's not like one planet. It's everywhere. That's my biggest frustration.
We both feel that so far episode 1 has made Star Wars feel smaller. And that's a complaint that you have more than me, but I've started to understand it more and more, is we keep going to the same places.
And it's because it's the places that people know. And I get it.
And I get it too. And honestly, if you think about it from a realistic standpoint, it's probably easy to do what we see on Tatooine in the volume as compared to
creating an entirely new... Yeah, they have so many assets already made.
Or doing... Maz Kanata's planet, Takugana.
I want to go there so bad.
I do too. But from an actual creating standpoint, it's a lot easier to do desert and sand. That's
or snow,
as
we've seen multiple times.
So I get it. At the same time, one thing that I'm hoping to see is, I personally feel that if we do not have real ties to legacy characters that continue the overarching Star Wars story that we know, that this story will feel very isolated, and it'll become a story that I don't necessarily care about. I love all Star Wars, but it is 100% true that certain aspects of Star Wars are just not as important as others. There are major parts and there are minor parts. I do not want to see the legacy that we've known of Boba Fett become this minor story that was a pretty good, it could even be a really good live action show, but the overall story itself does not attribute to anything.
Yeah, no, totally.
So whether it be more world building with Camino, maybe we bring Daniel Logan back.
Like, let's just compare what they did with Mandalorian.
Yeah.
They brought in stuff from the animated stuff. They brought in stuff from legacy characters, original trilogy. They brought in Boba Fett and his armor. Like, that is what we need out of this. Which I know we're going to get Mandalorian crossovers.
It's already been described as Mandalorian Season 2.5. That's the rumors that we've gotten online. We're talking from a vacuum of episode 1, obviously. Some of the rumors, like Han Solo. I would love a deep fake Han Solo to a certain extent. I initially said no after seeing the first episode.
Especially with Boba and his relationship.
Yeah.
Like, it's the perfect person to bring in.
Yeah.
Like, Luke was the perfect to train another Jedi because he's really the only person training Jedi.
Yeah.
Han Solo is the perfect counterpart to go against Boba. Or not even against, but like just to have something interesting happen.
Yeah. Anyway, once again, 7 out of 10 for the first episode for me. I hope that we continue to have
some excitement in the next one.
Yeah, this one was definitely
nothing new happened. It was flashbacks, which is old news, old stories.
I feel like that everything we knew that was going to happen happened, and I have big hopes for episode 2, because episode 2 is really where it could kick off.
Yes,
because if you think of even episode 2 of Mandalorian season 1, episode 2 of Mandalorian season 2, and episode 2 of Bad Batch, all of our new Star Wars shows, not a lot happened there, and now we kind of
first episodes were bangers,
and now we kind of have the first episode not being the biggest reveal, whatever. Episode 2 is really where we could get the overarching, like, things really start happening. So
I hope that is the case.
Me too. All right, guys, we are now going to go into the spinning wheel of this week once again,
and our hot takes.
Call in, guys. 407-900-5084. You can call in and leave a 3-minute voicemail. We will play your voicemail on air. We'll be reacting to it and talking about it, and then that will also enter you into both of our giveaways. So we're going to go to the wheel.
Just as an ongoing reminder, keep that 3-minute timeline in your head so you don't get yourself cut off.
Yeah, because it will just cut you off.
So
like, there's nothing we can do about it.
Or
yeah.
less.
Yeah, 3 minutes or less. All right, we're going to the wheel right now. Justin,
it is time.
We are here for the wheel.
I feel like we're about to start an ad right now.
Yeah, I know. We have.
You know what I'm looking for?
Justin, you are in the Winter Case Showdown. Come on down. Gonna go over to the wheel right now. Now, what
I
I'm
bid
gonna
$1.
You bid $1?
$1.
Okay. Well, you're not allowed to bid, but our listeners are. Now, I happen to have a chance cube here.
Okay.
An actual dice. Now, we had hundreds of calls, but we've narrowed them down. Top seven. We've narrowed them down. And right now, I'm gonna roll 2 dice, and this is gonna be the winner of of who call. Completely non-arbitrary at all. Number 2 is what we rolled first. It's actually Darth Paulo. Darth Paulo called, so he is going to be the wheel spinner of this week. So, time for the wheel.
Oh, buddy, this is it.
Gosh, dang it. My headphones.
This is the moment we've all been waiting for. Did you switch the camera?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on there.
God, that sounded so good. Ice Konnor.
Hey.
All right.
Watch it. First person lands on Bat 2 prize.
Beer
on us, dude. Darth Paulo with the instant $6 win. Gosh dang it. Well, Paulo, we are going to be PayPaling you $6, a beer on us, and congratulations. I mean, Hey, you had a 50% chance of a prize, so that's awesome. So now, guys, we are going to get into some calls. Don't forget, guys, so not only did Darth Paulo, he found us on Twitter. Don't forget, you can find us, obviously, on all social media. And every time you call in, you're going to be getting entered to 2 things. One is the weekly wheel spin where you can win something, and that's also going to enter you into the grand prize that we'll be doing at the end of Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, this is a running tally of points, not just a 1 week of points.
Yeah, exactly.
So everybody who called and left a message, whether it is played or not played, your points are being counted.
Yeah.
And we will build that up. We'll probably put on our Discord or social media kind of like a running tally that everybody can see, so you can see how many entries you get.
Yeah, we need to do something like that for sure.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and start with the winner's voicemail.
Winners of voicemail. Darth P.
Oh my god, as soon as the droid beeps, that's fire. Y'all are fire.
Well, thank you.
Anyway, my hot
Thank you, I
take
came
for
up with
Book of Boba Fett is, in the first episode, we see him clearly, being a little uncomfortable. He's not really used to this. He even kind of looks pathetic for reassurance when, the mayor's aide asks for tribute. Like,
She's good looking in this episode, too. She looks great for her
Get
age.
up in them cyborg guts.
Mulan herself.
I'm bored. He's supposed to pay me. And overall, she's the one that seems to kind of understand how he should be doing things. So I think a lot of people are expecting to see him grow into that role, but I think it would be even cooler to watch him step away from it. Because he's like his father, just a simple man making his way through the galaxy. So I think it'd be cool if at the end of the show we actually see him maybe realize, hey, this isn't the thing for me, and he steps away from it, but he leaves it to Fennec Shand, and she becomes a crime lord.
Ooh.
I think that would be sick.
I 100% want that to happen.
What if Fennec backstabs him?
Don't you even dare bring that karma on Boba. I either that way or exactly like what Darth Paulo said.
The way that's a great point, because the way this first episode played out, like, it doesn't seem to be his bag. Like, he's like,
this is not my bag, baby. Yeah. Well, she does have the life debt to him. So, you know, life debts in Star Wars are really, really serious. So I kind of...
At least to Wookiees.
And Gungans.
Yeah.
He owes what you call me a life debt. Anyway, I really like this idea. And this is kind of like what me and you've talked about is this isn't, quote, the Boba story that we would have wanted the
chosen
most.
to be told.
Chosen to be told.
Yeah.
So the idea that maybe he does move on from this and Book 2 of Boba Fett is him not on Tatooine, I'm all for it.
I like it.
Yeah.
Let's play another one.
Darth P, thank you for your call very much.
Solid winner.
Solid winner and a solid voicemail.
Enjoy your beer, sir.
Yes. No, all right, the next call is from Jordan Grip, the casual kid.
Cantina Splicer.
Guys, here are my hastily written show notes for BOBF EP1. My man getting out
full BOBF EP1. Boom. This is me. Boom.
Losing his armor and getting beat up by a Jawa. This is what happens when you get involved with Skywalkers. All the Tusken Raiders need more. The music is on point. I know this is character building, but it feels too dragged out, just like Boba being dragged by the Bantha. Tusken tribe is cool. That's all. You're walking or running into the desert with a beast chasing you. What's your plan? Think ahead, man. For real, these raiders look amazing. Confirmed by an unreliable source, Sam Witwer is the Tusken who beat up Boba. Man, Boba can't catch a break. This really has been a bad couple of days.
Bring back Sam Witwer cameos.
Tomorrow looking good. Space People's Magazine Sexiest Man Alive. Trandoshan, love him. Mayor's assistant, kill him. Matt Berry from the IT crowd is the UK2B droid's voice. That's 2 from that show voicing.
Wow, really? I did not catch that.
Yeah, we didn't catch... he was 0 before.
Yeah, no. This is the other, not 0. It's the... oh my God, why can't I think of his other IT crowd partner's name? Whatever. It's the white Scottish guy. With the curly hair.
Yes.
Yeah.
He has that show that's like the...
Shout out to Jordan for breaking news.
Yeah, breaking news. Did you know that he also enjoys Star Wars podcasting? You couldn't tell by what we do here, but...
Live action. Confirmed. Comedy people make the best droids.
True.
I do like Boba going against convention, but something tells me that he's going to have to break his rules at some point. The fight on the street looked cool, but the Gamorrean guards are the real MVP. Boba kills a guy, then tells Finnick to keep them alive. Worst boss ever. Swoop Bike Gang confirmed.
Yes.
The Rodian is a jerk to Boba, then unleashes the beast, and then gets absolutely bodied. Karma confirmed.
He did get
Anyone
bodied.
else scared when the four-armed beast grabbed Boba's head with both of its hands? Could have taken a weird turn. Backhand the child. Boba's day just keeps getting worse. Boba channeled his inner slave Leia and choked out the beast.
Inner slave Leia, yes.
He looked good in the golden bikini, but the hero pose was unnecessary. The Tusken Kid is running into town like he just won a golden ticket. Watch the episode, knowing that Jon Favreau, master storyteller, worked on this, and my only thought was...
He spent hours on this.
Yes, he did. I love it.
Guys, those were my poorly written show notes.
Fantastically written.
Yeah, fantastically written.
1.
I like it.
Jordan, you have received yourself some points for the grand prize. That was absolutely fantastic. I love the IT crowd note.
Yeah,
we really need to start looking at the credits.
Yeah,
and seeing if there's names we recognize.
The problem is we try to record the minute this episode is out,
true.
and a lot of these awesome little Easter eggs come out.
Yeah,
which I mean, what we're doing right now, as long as they continue to release on Wednesday, we're trying to record the minute the episode comes out on Wednesday, and then we give it a few days for everybody to leave their hot takes. Yeah. Maybe we can come back and check some of that stuff if it's been made known.
Our next call is from one of our patrons.
Let our listeners do our job for us.
Hey, that's what we're here for.
Continue doing that, Jordan.
We're just talk show hosts. We just break the news everyone already knows, you know? Jonathan Kuhn, one of our patrons, has also called.
Ooh, double entries.
Double points for Jonathan.
Hey, yo.
Whoa.
Jonathan from St. Augustine, your best friend, your compadre, your amigo, your one true love.
This might be the wrong voicemail.
Super excited to get a Star Wars show going. I feel like it's been forever since the Mandalorian season ended, so that's nice. I liked it overall. I think we got a lot of questions answered, so that was good. A little slow, wasn't quite the banger episode like I feel the first two Mandalorian episodes were.
Hard to beat.
Like their initial episode for each season. But overall, I think a good foundation for the rest of the season. Hopefully it picks up a little bit since we only got 7 episodes, but I'm excited. Looks like they're bringing in some new things that we've never seen before, like that sand monster. He was pretty crazy looking, so we'll see what else they do the rest of the episodes. But overall, pretty good episode. Enjoyed the music. I feel like
so the music, Ludd is only doing main themes.
Yes,
he didn't do the score for, and his name is escaping me, but
they had 2 musical. I think one was like musical director, and one was music by.
Yes. Now, do you like the Boba Fett theme, the new one?
I like it. It seems very tribal.
Yes. Yeah.
It seems like Western tribal.
Yeah.
Like when I was making the music to our opening, I was trying to figure out what they were going to do. I knew it had to be Western vibes.
Yeah.
And the tribal makes sense based off of Tamora Morrison, personally.
Exactly.
More than I think Boba Fett. Mm-hmm. I mean, maybe a little bit if you see him with the Tusken tribe.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I feel about it yet. It's not as much of a banger as the Mandalorian opening theme was.
It's so hard to beat because we had never heard Star Wars music like that.
Yeah.
And
I like my dubstep Western opening better.
You
heard it here first.
Listen, Disney, hire this man. I think the music overall was really good. And I'm glad he brought it up as well.
The last song in the credits scene sounded a lot like the music from the Eclipse Star Wars video game trailer. I thought that was cool, but I like the music a lot as well. But either way, again, I'm just excited to see where this goes.
Yep, me too. I also agree.
Seems like that was kind of the consensus, the exact same that we had.
Yeah. And even IGN, we both said 7 out of 10. IGN gave the first episode
8.
a 7. Did
they
say
7.5? Oh, I don't know. They could have changed it.
I can't remember now. Now you have me questioning everything.
It was roughly the same, pretty much.
Roughly the same.
I remember their little blurb was a slow but strong open.
Oh, okay.
To the show.
Yeah.
Which I agree. It was slow, but it was fairly strong. Yeah.
Agree. Next is Ethan, a.k.a. Goku Wannabe, which he also has left us. He's the one that left us a written review on iTunes. Gotcha. Yeah.
What's poppin', Justina's Cantina?
That's right.
This is Ethan, a.k.a. Goku.
Thanks for calling in, Ethan. That is the end of your voice. No.
Who Wannabe. Just wanted to call saying, love your show, first of all.
Thank you, sir.
Second of all, I really liked this episode of the Book of Boba Fett. You can agree with me if you want. If you don't agree with me and have something to complain about, I'll agree with you too because I'm a textbook people pleaser. But some things that I enjoyed were I liked how it showed some of Boba Fett's backstory, such as him.
Uh-oh. He's joking.
Don't die, Ethan. No. Ethan, oh, hey, hang on.
Did you pause it?
No.
Sorry about that.
Oh, there we go.
Best voicemail. Spin the wheel for him.
I really enjoyed that. And then also seeing what happened a little bit after that, which is him with the Tusken Raiders. First of all, have a whole new respect for Boba Fett's character for surviving Sarlacc pit, escaping it, and then what he had to endure with the Tusken Raiders. Those guys are complete jerks. But yeah, I liked how this show, it was similar to Mandalorian, but it wasn't the Mandalorian. It wasn't like little brother tag along to the Mandalorian. Point. It was its own show about Boba Fett. And again, you can agree with me if you want, and if you don't, then I'll agree with you. Bye.
I love it. First of all, send us a text message and let us know you're okay. Kind of concerned for your health at this very moment. No, I do like yes, it's not a...
It's a great point to bring up.
Yeah, it's not tag along.
They're not trying to do the same formula but with a different main character. Like, it's completely different.
We did Monster of the Week a little bit. You know,
I guess you could say that.
You know, we literally had a monster this week, but it does feel.
See if it continues.
It does feel completely different than Book of Boba or than Mando, because I feel like we have more. What's the word I'm looking for? Boba is so known to us.
Yeah.
You know, everything with Mando is so new because we still don't know who Din is as a person, and well, I mean, we do now after 2 seasons, but you get what I'm saying.
Right.
There's familiarity with Boba. Thank you very much for calling, Ethan.
What's up, guys? It's Woolly Boy Vinny.
Hey,
Vinny.
So,
last week's guest.
There's a lot to go over here.
Week before last.
I'm just going to say right off the bat, a 6 out of 10 for this episode of Boba
6
Fett.
out of 10.
Little bit lower than us. That's fine.
Right on par, though.
A lot to go over, and such a short period of time of about 40 minutes. I wish it was longer, but let's get into the details here. The episode. Great storyline to begin to show his before and after, but I feel like there was a lot just compacted and so much, just too much, and so much of a time frame that you can do for this guy.
Yet it still felt slow.
Yep.
Overall, I'm pretty sure it will get better.
I agree.
But for those that are hardcore fans, it was nice to see Boba Fett getting out of the Sarlacc pit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I do feel like they're trying to cater to both the audiences of old and new to bring the character up to speed. But it was nice to see all the characters, pretty much the originality. When you bring in Fennec, Trandoshan people, the Twi'leks.
Dude, the Twi'leks, I told you, I think I was talking to Chris from FOMOcast, which we're going to get to his next. Not done with Vinny yet, I just wanted to... I think they finally...
Nailed it.
They finally nailed it.
Practical makeup and
dude.
The Leku.
And we talked about this in the main episode too, but they looked so real, and the Trandoshan looked so real. Even in
we talked about this off air that we were trying to figure out if the Trandoshan specifically was wearing like a practical effect mask and then like CGing the mouth and the eyes to make it look a little more smooth, because it looked so good.
I feel like it was more CG because if you compare him to the Trandoshans that don't talk in Mandalorian season 1,
when they jump him,
their heads are smaller.
Okay,
that's just my like insta take about the whole thing. But yeah, it's the aliens, that whole cantina scene was amazing.
Great, yeah.
They're just the underworld scene is awesome. This is something that you don't see a whole lot focused in live action, but it's something that we're finally going to be able to enjoy. And I'm most definitely going to say that with that, the scene in the Sarlacc pit, I'm pretty sure, if not, this is just an idea of explanation, Stormtrooper in the pit, maybe they were looking for Boba Fett. But then again, who knows there? Because
shout out to Anthony 1.
Mm-hmm.
He said
Tony
in Discord, Tony 1, that he that Stormtrooper that was in there was in there because they were looking for
the droids
in A New Hope.
Stormtrooper in the middle of the desert. again. Who knows? Overall, looking forward to the next episode, and maybe we'll get some more present day stuff.
I hope so.
Yeah.
As far as what happens from there.
Not so nice guy Boba
The
Fett.
Tusken Raider scenes, great. Really liked how they show Boba Fett, how he's going to get the gaffy stick and the cloak from the tribe, pretty much becoming one of the tribe, a sign of respect. But yeah, looking forward to next week. And there's my take on that.
Book of Boba Fett is basically The Last Samurai.
One more thing I want to bring out. Really, really wish they showed more of Camino and some
Yes, 100%.
That millisecond was not enough.
Yeah, it wasn't. The whole them like remaking the little Boba scene, which when we talked about it, it wasn't out yet, but I thought that they remastered it, completely redone.
Just full CG?
It's in the volume, but it's all new.
Yeah, but it's not I see what you're saying.
Like the scene of
over the shoulder
Boba,
one, the over the shoulder one? The sideways one?
The entire thing is brand new. I'll show you a side by side. But
that's exciting.
Remember
some good tech right there, man.
Dude, it looks amazing. Vinny, thank you very much for your call. At the end of this check the social medias, guys. We'll be posting a tally of where everybody's
how many entries, everybody's currently
points, everything. Yeah. Our next call is from Chris Machado from the FOMO cast. Now, this guy never has anything good to say. No. I'm just prefacing that.
He's looking for plugs of his own podcast.
I know. That's just guys, seriously, check out FOMO cast. One of our good friends, Chris Machado,
and check out FOMO Cast Gaming, FOMO TV Gaming,
FOMO Cast Gaming. Yeah.
Okay, I could remember. I remember he was going back and forth on which one they was gonna push.
He's got both. He's got both. Yeah.
This is Chris from the FOMO Cast podcast, calling in to review the first episode of the Book of Boba Fett. Amazing intro episode.
Yes.
I think that everything that happened plays perfectly into the story. There are some things that were kind of confusing, just about like how all of a sudden Boba Fett can't fight, and then also that monster from Mortal Kombat that
100%.
That was kind of a odd thing that happened that did not quite make sense about how he could kill that but couldn't fight a sand person. So
she whooped him.
All in all, loved the episode. Thought it was a great start, but like I said, there are some minor things that kind of made me wonder where they were trying to go with the story. So fingers crossed, episode 2.
Do you like that we don't know where we're going?
Yes, I do.
It bothers me.
It does. I like it a lot better than like seeing a first episode and already like, okay, well the season finale is obviously going to lead up to this.
Yes. It's just a point that I bring out a lot. I feel like
it's not your story to tell.
Thank you. Man, Rule Farmboy didn't call him, man. Come on. Oh, I want to send him a message. I wish they keep diverting, like where we think we're going, like we're not going. And I feel like we know where we're going with Marvel. We know where we're going with DC. And obviously, this is different franchises and different IPs. Star Wars is special. I just wish we had a better idea. I don't. So like, you're saying more like knowing
an overarching story that like ties all the shows together, or are you saying like for this show specifically?
Both. I mean, because anyway, that's a whole nother tangent.
That's a whole episode.
A little more action packed. Maybe we get a little more flashbacks, so we may get some more info on
flashbacks for fire.
Pause it.
The original trilogy.
I love that in one of our previous calls they said they want less flashbacks and more current. And then Chris has got like the complete opposite take. He's like, I want more flashbacks. I want to know like what happened that led to this moment.
Yeah,
it's interesting to see like people watch the same episode and they want two opposite things.
I think that flashbacks will help the show. I think having
to a certain extent. I mean, there's not that much story to tell. Like it's just.
But that's the thing. We could give us Daniel Logan, put him in Empire Strikes Back Boba costume, and have some flashbacks, and then he takes off his helmet, and you freaking see Daniel Logan.
See, Daniel Logan should have been the one that crawled out of the Sarlacc pit instead of Dad bod Boba.
I agree, but
well, actually, I don't.
And the thing is, well, we don't know. I think it is. I think it is Tamora that was in the that was.
Oh well, yeah, it was definitely him. Like it was definitely him.
But would that not be just?
That's a great idea.
I think that would be
because he was in the Boba documentary.
Yes,
and they reprised his character in this episode in the CG,
and he's been clamoring to come back.
Yeah, especially so. That's kind of like a little putting some little tiny puzzle pieces together that it could be an option where he shows up in a flashback.
After in between, so and maybe we'll see some more surprise characters like Max Rebo. So
yes,
you guys have a great day, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Chris, for calling in. Chris being a Patreon member himself, also
double entries,
triple A.
Oh,
it's 3 entries to the grand prize.
Okay.
Yeah, you get 2 additional for grand prize, so you get your entry, and then you get 2 more for being the Patreon. Next, you might have heard of this guy. I'm just gonna introduce him and not even tell you.
What up, Justin and Konnor? Long time
magistrate.
At one point in a galaxy far, far away, a long, long time ago. Totally butched that up. This is Magistrate. Russell.
Love you, buddy.
Here's my hot take on the first episode of Book of Boba Fett. I loved it. I'd give it a 4 out of 5.
Totally blowing our score scale.
No. No, he said 4 out of 5. We're saying 7 out of 10.
We have a 10-point scale for everything.
But that's right on.
This guy made our original artwork.
That's true.
I was talking about it last night with my father-in-law. We were saying that, this was great and everything, but first and foremost, Star Wars to me, as a kid, I was always amazed by the Force, lightsabers, Jedi, Sith, Force wielders, the periphery of Star Wars, the aliens, the worlds, blasters, supporting characters, all that flash that we dress Star Wars up in is nice and everything, but first and foremost, I want to see some good old lightsaber battles and characters wielding the Force. So, as awesome as this episode was, I kind of need more. More than just Fett becoming the new crime boss on Tatooine. I need more. The baby Yoda, the Skywalker saving the crew moment needs to be amazing in this show. Needs to be a good intro to a new Force wielding character, obviously the unconfirmed, confirmed rumors is this is an intro to Mr. Darth Krayt, so that would be amazing. It would be even cooler to see this tie in with the Obi-Wan show or any of the other shows that we've already gotten.
Oh my God, pause it. What if this group of Tuskens is so put together because during the Obi-Wan show, Obi-Wan has communication with them and kind of teaches them how to be some type of less savage.
The timeline is weird.
Yeah.
Because we've gone from Star Wars, then we've gone back, then we've jumped.
Yeah, we're back and forth in time.
Then we go to Rogue One, and then we go back again with Solo, and then we go into Star Wars Clone Wars, which goes back again, and then we have Star Wars Rebels, which goes forward again, and then we have Mando, which is forward again, and now we're having Book of Boba Fett, but not all the way forward, and now we have Book of Boba Fett, which is forward, but not all the way forward.
Yeah.
And so exactly what you're saying, and what Russell is saying, like with Darth Krayt. If you're unfamiliar with who Darth Krayt is, there is a Tusken Raider Jedi named Shahad Het. Now, he survives Order 66. It's in the Obi-Wan book that is no longer canon. He goes to Tatooine, back to the Tusken Raiders. And when Obi-Wan gets there, they end up having a lightsaber fight. Oh, Junk, you're a Jedi? I'm a Jedi. What's up, dog? And then they're friends, right?
Well, actually, the Jedi was passed to somebody else, and he finds out it was from him.
So he later goes on to become Darth Krayt in the extended universe, this Shahad Het, which is a super, super powerful Sith who actually ends up bringing back the Brotherhood of Darkness. If you don't know what the Brotherhood of Darkness is, that's actually the order that Darth Bane destroys to create the Rule of Two. So Darth Krayt starts bringing all the Sith back to create the Sith army. Long story short, the tie-in we could have is the Obi-Wan Kenobi show where we see Shahad, and this could be the same village. Is that what you were?
Well, there's an obvious difference in these
aesthetic.
Tuskens of how we've always seen them, even in The Mandalorian, which is the exact same timeline. Like, they're still ratty, they're still kind of more savage.
Yeah.
This specific group seems to be more put together. They're all, like, clean cut, if you want to call it. I guess that's
for
a good term to use. I just like
they're not tattered.
Yeah, like
everything.
What if like this was something that like an interaction with Obi-Wan that will now the show that will come out next, Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Like that would be just a cool tie-in that doesn't have to be like a major game changer.
Does that
just
make
like
the galaxy feel small for you though?
Well, not when they're all on Tatooine.
That's true. They are all on Tatooine.
Yeah, it's not like
apparently it's the only planet in the Star Wars galaxy.
Yeah. Screw Coruscant. We haven't had a single show on Coruscant. Literally the core world center of everything.
We had a couple episodes we had 2 episodes with Ahsoka in Clone Wars season 7.
The point is like the biggest, most popular core world.
Yeah,
nothing.
We did have an entire video game with Boba Fett, 1313,
and
it got canceled anyway. Sorry, continuing with Russell's
Magistrates.
Yeah, with Magistrates call-in. No, I love this. I do hope that we have. I would love Darth Krayt. I think that he is very unknown and he's very underrated. If you haven't done research on Darth Krayt, it's definitely worth your time.
It would be really cool. I love to see the tie-ins. That being said, solid first episode, and seeing Boba Fett escape the Sarlacc was something that I've always dreamed about seeing since I was a little kid. Always kind of envisioned him flying out of there with his jetpack, so this was a fresh new take on that. And looking forward to seeing how this episodic experience unfolds.
Samesies.
Anyways, guys, see you soon. Bye.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Magistrate, for calling. One thing that he said, the Baby Yoda moment, the Skywalker moment. We do.
No, we need something.
We need something.
I don't know what it's going to be. We need something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something that doesn't make this show just another Star Wars story. I hope that they have something that blows us away. That
Han Solo connection would be perfect. A Chewie connection would be perfect.
More the OG
even
bounty
if it's
hunters.
Less, I was gonna say if it's a less main character and it's more nostalgia character, like his old crew. Somehow he gets in contact with Bosk and Dengar or something like Cad Bane.
Too bad Aurora Singh is dead because that would be super amazing to see her.
There's got to be. There has to be something.
Yeah. Dang, you know what? That sucks too because Aurora was a huge part of little Boba's life.
Did she die in canon?
Yeah, Tobias Beckett kills her.
Oh.
Remember the Solo?
Yeah.
You're Tobias Beckett. You killed Aurora Singh.
Yeah.
I owed her a lot of money. Well, I didn't really kill her. Say the Fall did. Anyway.
Yeah.
Dude, he's space cowboys, bro.
Shut up. Like, what if well, no. He's dead.
You're doing it again.
It's all the freaking. The problem is,
I know
it's like canonical timeline and release date timeline. You think like it's so confusing.
Yeah, I would have loved more from Woody Harrelson and being Tobias Beckett. That was great. Our last call of the night.
What's up, Konnor? Justin? It's been a while.
I know this
for
voice.
Those who know me as Roberto.
Roberto.
Before.
He has been calling the show since he was 6 years old.
About Boba Fett. Let me tell you, great episode, great show. Finally, the answer to what happened to Boba Fett. We got a nice visual on how he escaped the Sarlacc pit. That was so awesome to see. But my main hot take is one of our favorite characters, I think, the famous blue elephant, also known as Max Rebo. One interesting detail I liked about it, if you notice when he's sitting down, it looks like he's playing with his arms, but in reality, those might be his legs. If you look below it, there's nothing under him. He just looks like he's sitting on a cushion. He's using his feet to play the instrument. That is a super cool, weird-looking alien for sure. And then my other point was, if you remember at the scene when the droids were being herded by this character, I don't know if it was a female character. Anyways, they were walking down the streets of Tatooine. Or was it Tatooine, right?
Yeah, so what he's pointing out, you know, when Boba and Finnick, he pointed this out to me yesterday, right when they're walking into the main city street of Mos Espa, there's a lady and she has two they look like dogs.
Oh, the Boston Dynamic droids.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're real ones.
Yeah.
I totally didn't know.
I missed it too, and then I saw it, and then I remember seeing all the videos of them. Yes.
Yeah,
that was a
super
really cool.
Yeah.
Tatooine, yeah, Tatooine. And you might think those robots are CGI, but they're really not. They're actual robots that were built. They're practical. I believe they were made by the company Boston Dynamics.
This is how you have to end the show.
And you can check out their tweet in regards of how they were participating on the creation of those robots. Anyway, those are my hot takes. Take care, guys.
That's a great point. We missed that entirely.
Dude, all the Max Rebo stuff, it's funny, we talk about this. You don't care for the Return of the Jedi.
Whoops.
I'm getting it up for you right now.
I have it.
Yeah. First of all, let's just hear him return real quick.
What's that mandolin going?
Dude, he was freaking hitting it. So that was in Book of Boba Fett. And then, of course, we had the Max Rebo band in Return of the Jedi. Now, you said that you didn't really care for... You don't care for the... right?
Yeah, like zoom in on the...
Dude,
what's the thingy? The dangly...
uvula.
Yeah, the uvula.
You didn't care for that one?
That scene it was one of those scenes that I hadn't, watched the special edition one in, long enough that from minute one, second one that I haven't watched, and I saw that, I'm like, oh my god, this did not age well.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying.
Play that funky jam.
I actually, here we go. I really love.
See, this is classic.
Classic.
This isn't the right video, is it? This is just the classic stuff.
Here you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, here it is.
1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, DA.
I like the music. Okay, I'm in.
You're in.
It's the CG. It's not the song.
Yeah, it's not the song. Guys, thank you very much for calling in this week for KonKon's Cantina, the Book of Boba Fett. The Cantina hotline is back.
Oh, yes.
Justin.
Star Wars, or the Cantina Listening Post.
The Cantina Listening Post is back, guys. Thank you very much.
It is fully operational.
Fully operational. We've got that little guy sitting there with the big screen, and he's pressing the stuff, Thank you, everybody, for calling us, guys. We will be tallying up the points, and we will be doing weekly recaps of the points. No Dare Jar this week.
I know,
but congratulations to Darth Paolo for winning the
Enjoy
beer
your beer
on
sir.
us.
Make sure you tell us what beer you choose.
Yeah, and send us a picture and give us a rating. Remember, we rate our beers out of 10. Give us a little rating. We'll put it up on the Instagram and everything. I'll message you, get your PayPal, however it is that you accept electronic money, and we will get that out to you. But, guys, I was your boy. It's KonKon. And sitting across from me, the man as always,
Jay Breezy.
And we will catch you guys next time. You guys, call in. We very, very much appreciate every single one of you.
Get your entries.
Get your entries in. And this episode, of course, was sponsored by our Patreon group. We love you guys, and we'll see you next time.
Hasta luego.